What is up, everybody? Power to the bus here. Now, I want to talk about the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie. Now, I'm gonna be all over the place with this, so you might have to bear with me. Um, First of all, the reviewers are shields, and they are trying to tank the movie on purpose because it is not a sequel to the 2016 movie, and we know how that goes. That being said, playing devil advocate a little bit, the movie is not good. It's not the worst, but it's not good. For me personally, yeah, it's so yeah. First of all, I hate from the start they started playing the songs and jingles from the first movie. Now, Ghostbusters 2 got this correct. They did not lean on the old songs or soundtrack or anything. They just pretty much went for all new music, which I dug. So yeah, the beginning kind of felt like Ghostbusters, but then it kind of went downhill from there. Um, there was too many callbacks, too many callbacks. So you had the library ghost, which is fine because they went to the library, so that's okay. What I did not care for is the library ghost went and attacked Ray. Well, ran towards him for no good reason from what I seen. He didn't make any sounds or anything. She shushed him and he went on about his business. And yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about, but I guess that was for member berries. I don't know. I don't know. The boss easily was defeated. He showed up, came and went, but I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. Um, for all the big ballers out there who bought the red Parkers, you guys, unless you just wanted to be warm, they did not wear that. The whole oh ho ho Paul Rudd scene in trailer that was not in there. Only person wore the parka was Lucky on the roof, and from what I recall, and Phoebe, but Phoebe had it in her arm. She wasn't actually holding it, well, wearing it. She was just holding it. Um, the Ghostbusters gear was pretty much useless. The Indian guy who names uh escapes me right now. He pretty much saved the day and was the star of the movie. Speaking of that, there's I'm gonna get to it. There's someone that was shoehorned in. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. So yeah, the gear was useless. Lucky stream got frozen. So instead of telling the guys that, yeah, this ghost could freeze our proton stream, she just said the streams didn't work. Well, the proton packs didn't work, which, you know, they would have been prepared for the freezing if that had happened. And on here, they dumbed down Phoebe to a point that whenever she did something, it failed. So she used copper and everything. You think she's going to defeat the ghost with this? Nope, failed. Everybody froze. Oh, sorry, warning, spoilers. So, if you guys have listened to this by now, you guys should have seen it at this point. But yeah, I did not care for that. Uh, Lucky and Podcast pretty much just showed up. I'm trying to see what kind of friends are they. To Podcast was filming a video for Ray, which is fine, but he did not tell Phoebe he was in town. Lucky was working with Ernie Hudson's Ghostbuster group, but did not tell Trevor she was in town. So that I found a little bit weird and sloppy and clunky. It makes me wish that some of us fans had a hand in making this movie. Um, yeah. Now, if I had it my way, Winston would have had the whole Ghostbusting thing going on at the firehouse because what he has said is after the events of part one, when all the ghosts went loose, it made it into like a portal, a beacon, as if like a gateway is what the firehouse wound up being in the end. So it's like, okay, that being said, why not have that be your facility instead of having old containment unit that's on its last leg with a family living there? Why? Why didn't you just have that be your little operation in the basement, funded, and the family can stay upstairs? And speaking of the family who's up and started ghost busting, Why not have the family learn how to use a containment unit from Winston? And speaking of that, why didn't Ray know about Winston's Ghostbuster facility thing, his secret task force that was studying ghosts? That see stuff like that was just so bizarre to me. I mean, he missed the glory days of Ghostbusting and everything, but it's almost as if he was just fired, pretty much. I don't know. It was weird. Retired, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. Told you guys I'm all over the place. So yeah, Lucky and Podcast could have came to town as a visit, and found out about the facility through Trevor and Phoebe because they're friends and all, and Garaka could have got loose, and they would have had a hand in helping defeat Garaka, and that would have made more sense for them being there instead of the way it went down. Um, yeah. So otherwise, Podcast, if you want to keep it the way it was, he could have just stayed in the background. He did not suit up like in an official suit with the belt and everything. He didn't wear a proton pack. He was just there. He wore what he wore in the first in Afterlife as I guess member berries, if you will. Uh, yeah, man. The weapons was useless. The new tech was just for show. Ultimately, the new thrower didn't do anything different from the old throwers. The handgun, I don't even recall what that did. I think it shot one boson dart, maybe that Lucky used. I don't even recall seeing the stream or anything with Janine. And if it could shoot streams, then what's the point of the packs? Again, these are just things I've picked up on and started irking me. you know, um, Bill was just there. He showed up at the last minute, did his part, put shades on for some reason. I was wondering why he got shades on in the cold, but I guess as a hint to Ghostbusters 2, I don't know. Um, Winston had a important role as expected. I mean, he was funding the new underground team, research lab. Ray was there. He was the one doing the uh, thing. Oh, no, matter of fact, scratch that. Ray did know about the facility because he was collecting haunted things and giving it to Winston and them. So yeah, okay. So that's my bad right there. He actually knew about it. Um, yeah, the Indian guy that was there again. I don't want to assume his name because I really don't remember the guy from Eternals. Um, he kind of ruined the movie, especially since he was the one who saved the day and was ultimately the hero, which that in itself makes Ghostbusters kind of pointless if you got this fire guy who can, be his own hero. I didn't like that. I like the Ghostbusters being the hero themselves. You know, speaking of Ghostbusters being the hero, oh, also, he was annoying. Some parts he was funny, but then it became too much. Like Slimer, you can't have too much Slimer, which this movie did. It did not have too much Slimer. Slimer was huge, by the way, too. I liked the way the Slimer looked it. That part, I liked it. I loved the Slimer on there. But the Indian guy, yeah, he didn't do anything for me, really. I don't know why I had a feeling he was going to play an important role, and he did, unfortunately. Again, he saved the day. Patton Oswalt, I can't stand his ass. He's two faced and shady, scum, scum of the earth, pretty much. But even he wasn't as bad off. He kind of came and went. He didn't overstay his welcome, which was pretty, you know, cool. I liked that. There was no ghost busting. No ghost busting took place besides the sewer ghost and Garaka, which I'm gonna get into again later. Now, I was hoping for a montage of them busting ghosts from the cartoons, the Kenner toys. Not like Boogeyman or Sam Hain or anything, but um, like the stock art ghosts. The ghosts you've seen on all the real Ghostbuster merchandise and style guides and stuff. I was hoping they busted those showed up or something. Just a little montage or something. We got nothing. like At least the first two movies gave us a montage of them busting ghosts, even if we didn't see some of them, a la the jury story goes. But yeah, no ghost busting took place. So that was a disappointment. Now, the there was this girl they added, okay, last minute for reshoots. I'm pretty sure she got shoehorned in to be a love interest for Phoebe because why would Phoebe want to kill herself to become a ghost to see what it's like and be with her? So it was a love interest without saying a love interest, pretty much. Um, yeah. Speaking of that, okay, before the one ghost, the possessor, took the scroll thing, podcast and unplayed it. So Garaka needed a voice, uh, a ghost voice or something along those lines to say the words for to release them. So podcast played it back, and recorded it. Kind of like Evil Dead when, they play the record and then the Deadites show up or whatever. So they did that, and the possessor took it and ran off. Now, my theory is that was when Garaka was supposed to show up. Right then and there was the last thing he needed to arrive. But no, they shoehorned the love interest thing, and Garaka had to possess Phoebe to go free. Have her say the chanting. Now, this is after she turned herself into a ghost, which brings me to another thing. Now, the machine that they had, you put a possessed object in the machine, right? And the machine separates the spirit and ghosts or whatever, demons and all that, from the object, and then sucks it into a trap and put it into a containment unit. Now, why didn't Phoebe get put into the containment unit? Her ghost just got to hang out. That I don't get it. And matter of fact, her and her family just found out about this place. How did she know how to use the machine and tech? You could say she was smart all day long, but she knew how to use that thing as if she was using it for months, years, days, whatever. Also, bring me to another point. Where was security at? You got all these ghosts, pretty much a ghost jail, research facility. You should have staff there 24 hours, like working and studying. If not, you should have security guard there. Where was the security? Phoebe just walked on in with some ghost girl, which, speaking of the ghost girl, how did the ghost girl know Phoebe was going to do these things that she did? That means she had the bank on Phoebe killing herself, um, going to the cafe, playing chess. She had to just hope Phoebe did all these things, which Phoebe did do, to do what she needed to do for Garaka. And that, to me, made no sense. I did not care for that. Again, that was shoehorned in at the last minute. No one could tell me otherwise. But, yeah, speaking of the main ghost, Garaka, he literally destroyed the containment unit, let all the ghosts out. Not the front of the containment unit, the middle inside containment unit. Okay, so let's get this straight. The Ghostbusters trap him in that containment unit. Okay, that would be fine and dandy if the ghost girl or Phoebe shut off the containment unit at first. They did not. They did not shut it off. It got destroyed. So the ghost got out in the way because it got destroyed by Garaka. They trapped Garaka in. How did they trap him in if it's destroyed? It was broken. So when Ray and everybody was trying to pull a thing down to trap Garaka and keep him in there, that made no sense to me because shutting the machine off or whatever to lock him in wouldn't have worked. There was a giant crack. He would have got right back out. So yeah, stuff like that, man. Stuff like that. The skull ghost, like the little shadowy ghost. I think Hasbro put with Phoebe figure. They made it seem like he was gonna have a big role, like feud with Phoebe or something, but that went nowhere. I mean, it's just stuff like that. Things happen and then goes nowhere or was edited. So he made it to the toy as a goofy looking ghost. So I'm assuming they sent Hasbro information instead of images and said there's going to be this ghost, and that ghost. And they mentioned skeleton ghost, and Hasbro just phew, random skeleton. So it wasn't menacing or anything. But also Hasbro's the same one who on the back of the package and the toys was like translucent, like very, very soft rubber. You can tell. Um, so that you can see the figure in it, but final product, it was dense plastic. So you couldn't get that same effect like the box art shown. Um, Speaking of Winston being rich, he gave the Ecto a makeover. How nice, right? So you give him a makeover, give it the new trap. You know, you got the RC trap. Now you got a drone trap. You gave it the sleek extra red stripe, but yet it still ran like shit. You know, nothing worked. Like, why? Why was it still not working? This Winston's a rich man now. He should have all this stuff on point. I do not understand it. So many plot holes and flaws. This is why I didn't like Afterlife. Like so many flaws that I found. Meanwhile, while Ghostbusters 1 and 2, the more you watch it, the more you catch on to every little joke. Every level of the joke is adding something more and more to the story. You're just finding joke after joke. You're like, okay, yeah, this is intentional and so and so. It works on so many levels. But yeah, this is why I'm more for the Kenner toys than the cartoon and movie. Yes, I do love season 1 and 2 of the cartoon. Um, but my first love for anything is the toys because that's what I had spent the most time with. The toys, you could, even if you're not playing with them, you could be in your 60s not playing with them. As long as you got them, your imagination is always there. You can imagine playing with them. Their adventures and journeys and whatnot can go on forever, you know. Unlike the cartoon, which ends, movies, you got to go back whatever they got going for their stories. So, yeah. So, again, everything established, but your continuation of those movies is the toys. Your continuation of the cartoon is those toys. So, yeah. I mean, ultimately, the movie was just there. Again, I think Sony sent this movie out to die. This is the Soleil O'Connor, I think her name is. This is her second movie that bombed by Sony. So yeah, again, I instead of doing tax write-offs like Warner Bros., I think Sony just let the movie go. If it was a hit, it's a hit. If it fails, it fails. I don't think they care. They did not give much promotion to this movie, which is why pretty much only the Ghostbuster fandom was keeping track, getting every bit of information and news, and was the main ones all about it. The mainstream normies was just in the background. They knew nothing about any of this really. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know there was a movie coming out. So that was pretty crazy to me. Um Trying to think if I'm missing anything. Again, I'm hopping back and forth all around. Yeah, I don't get the firehouse being placed in another location instead of being like the containment unit or whatever, the research lab. That should have stayed at the firehouse. Like I didn't care for that. And speaking of the ghost girl who was shoehorned in, why did Phoebe need her to be her friend? She had podcasts. What the hell happened with her and podcasts? They weren't friends anymore? I don't get it. And then they wanted you to feel bad for Phoebe, but yes, she was underage and it was a job. And even on her own, she destroyed property, which they said nothing about afterwards. So yeah, Walter Peck in this movie, okay, he was technically correct in the first movie. He was just dickless. This movie, he was just correct about everything. Like nothing was wrong. Nothing he said was incorrect, a lie, or wrong. Yes, he was a bit bitter at the Ghostbusters a bit, but still. And also, can we please stop the trope, the trope of oh yeah, I don't recall this happening, or this is fake, or that was fake thing that happened. That doesn't work. Peck experienced things, so that I don't know why he acted like the Ghostbusters was like he literally got doused in Stay Puff. Um, But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's all I have to say about that movie. What would I give that movie a rating of? A C minus. I would give it a C minus. I didn't really care for it. Um, if you guys want to discuss it, you can do so in the comments. And let me know what you guys thought. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Are you guys like split? Did you guys notice the flaws that I found also? Just let me know. I'm gonna catch you guys next one. Y'all take care. PTB out. See ya.